Hurricane Dorian, the fourth named storm and second hurricane of the 2019 Atlantic hurricane season, has wreaked a path of destruction on the islands of the Bahamas.
Please pray for us. Please pray for us, everyone. Please pray for us.
From all accounts, we have received catastrophic damage.
Pray for Abigail, please. I'm begging y'all. My baby's only 4 months old, please.
Described as one of the most powerful Atlantic storms on record, Dorian, a Category 5 storm, slowed to a catastrophic halt over the Bahamas on Monday, pounding the islands with winds of 185 miles per hour and higher gusts of 200 miles per hour, decimating neighborhoods. Storm surges of 18 to 25 feet above normal tide levels and higher destructive waves caused widespread flooding.
The initial reports from Abaco is that the devastation is unprecedented and extensive.
The full extent of the damage wrought by the devastating storm on the Bahamas will only be understood after the monster storm crawls away and the waters subside. Once the all-clear is given by the authorities, the Bahamian Prime Minister, Honorable Hubert Innes, hopes that relief will begin to reach those affected.
Due to the extent of the devastation, when weather permits and transportation resumes, I ask Bahamians and residents on islands not devastated by this monster storm to open their homes to friends, families, and others who may be in need.
In Dominica, government was preparing to take action to assist the government and people of the Bahamas.
The preliminary information indicates that catastrophic damage and possible loss of life have occurred on the Abacus and Grand Bahamas.
This was top on the agenda for meeting of cabinet on Monday, and by 10 a.m., Deputy Prime Minister Honorable Reginald Austrie announced the government's first step to assist the battered islands.
The cabinet has taken a decision to immediately transfer $100,000 to the government, and we're also indicating, if possible, to support, or US dollars, if it's possible, to assist the children of the Bahamas in their education.
Cabinet also held a meeting with officials of the Office of Disaster Management, chairs of various disaster committees, national security and fire services, non-government organizations, and the private sector.
The reason for the meeting was to solicit recommendations for preparing a comprehensive national response for providing emergency relief to the government and people of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas who have been suffering this prolonged onslaught of the Category 5 Hurricane Dorian.
One of the main decisions taken was the creation of a Bahamas disaster relief account at the National Bank of Dominica to allow nationals the opportunity to assist the hurricane-battered islands.
Many people have been asking about how they can contribute to the process, but bearing in mind that the logistics between the Bahamas and Dominica can be very difficult, especially in that period, and then with the lack of communication flowing, we felt it better that in this early period that we resort to making cash contributions rather than the usual contribution of dry goods and foods and clothing.
Other decisions taken at Monday's meeting include the deployment of 15 police officers, which will be facilitated by the regional security system, and the selection of 8 fire officers to assist in the recovery process. The Ministry of Health will also provide 20 health professionals to assist with the provision of health services.
This would include doctors, nurses, and physiotherapists, and this will be deployed into 2 various groups.
A team of 6 from the Dominica Water and Sewerage Company, DOWASCO, will also assist with the immediate restoration of the water supply of the affected islands, while Dominic has committed to deploy a team. Digicel will also deploy a technical team to restore the network of the islands, and the Dominica Red Cross is on standby to deploy trained volunteers to assist with government's interventions in the Bahamas when necessary. The government has also committed to assist with the provision of school spaces to be determined by the number of Bahamian students in need. We're just days away from the second anniversary of the destructive Category 5 hurricane which devastated Dominica. Nationals remember the overwhelming response from countries and organizations in the region and across the world who rushed to Dominica's aid. Among them, the government and people of the Bahamas. Bahamian Prime Minister Honorable Dr. Hubert Innes, concerned about the education of Dominican students, went to Parliament following Maria to propose special assistance for them.
The government proposes to temporarily relax the immigration rules for a number of school children from Dominica who wish to continue their education.
As the world continues to monitor the progress of Hurricane Dorian, it is evident that based on the enormity of the impact of disasters fueled by climate change, countries in the region will undoubtedly need to unite, especially following devastation of their sister islands.
We were faced with a similar challenge, and the Bahamas was one of the first countries to offer us some assistance.
I must always remember that Bahamas is not the world. We do not exist in isolation. And we try to assist others just like they assist us.